Welcome back to another edition of the Sabre Spotlight here on the Marian Sports Network. I am Wade Bates, and we have a special edition here today right now because we're going to bring in Marian head men's hockey coach Zac Gainer because we recently found out for the first time in school history the Marian men's hockey team is going to the NCAA Tournament. They're going to head to Augsburg on Saturday night for a first-round matchup. Coach Gainer, first of all, congratulations.
Hey, thank you so much, and thank you for having me. We're excited. It's very surreal.
Now, one of the interesting things about Marian making the NCAA Tournament is it's an at-large bid, which means we didn't win the NCAA Conference Tournament, Coach, but the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee found that there was enough in your resume to select you to still be in the event. How big is that you got in as an at-large?
It's huge. It's huge. It's funny because we were told the last 2 weeks that there was no chance that we were going to get one. So after our game versus Norbert, we called our season, and it was pretty surreal when the phone rang last night, and we were able to book ice and get going again. But what happened, it was nice that some teams out east, they ended up losing, which knocked us up a little bit higher here in the West. And, for us, having a 20-win season and winning all of our conference games and 4 of our losses coming to the #1 team in the country, that helps with our season.
What does an NCAA tournament bid mean to the Marian University hockey program, and I guess the whole athletic program in general, but the hockey first?
It's huge. It's something that, in my opinion, is overdue. But it's something that's shared amongst everybody that's ever walked through this program. That's the thing. Marian's had a great seasons for the last 5, 7, 8 years. We've had 20-win seasons before, but we've never earned the respect to get an at-large bid. And so for us to have that opportunity this year, to me, it's shared by all of our alumni. It's shared by everybody that's walked this program. And most importantly, it's a true testament to the guys that we have here at this program right now.
Now, the Sabres have been close a few times of getting at-large bids, and it may be falling a vote short in the meeting from what we've learned. But it's got to feel good to know, especially when you didn't think this is going to be the year that you got in.
It is, absolutely. We've had several years, last year, year before especially, when I coached here, that 20-win year that we had, years that we were hoping that maybe somebody give us an opportunity to go. But it's pretty tough to have 3 teams from one conference voted into the national tournament, and that's what we were told as of last week, is that there's no way that was going to happen. But sure enough, the stars did align. We stuck with it, and we ended up getting the opportunity that we have now.
If we look at your resume, though, Zach, you look at your record. You said the 20 wins and the losses. You faced the #1 team in the country how many times this year?
4 times. Yeah.
4 times. So 4 of your losses were to a team ranked #1 in the country.
Yep.
And then you also beat Stevens Point as well, who at one point did they hold the #1 spot at any point this year? They were always top 5.
Yeah, they held it at one point. They were 3 for a long time, probably the last 6 weeks or so. So it was a big win for us, especially to beat them at their barn. They have a great home record.
You were unbeaten in non-conference play this year. How big of a stat is that for any hockey program?
It's huge. It's huge. It solidifies our conference versus the WIAC and the MIAC. For us, it was big. That was our goal, was to win all of our out-of-conference games, to make some changes to our away systems to give us a chance to do that. And we did, and we saw it through. But it was a great team effort, and it was a mission amongst the guys at the start of the year. One of our team goals was to do that, because we knew if we won our out-of-conference games, then perhaps something like this at the end of the season would be a possibility.
At the selection show that the team and other athletic supporters were watching, athletic director Jason Bartelt said, it's a credit to these seniors because you're their 4th coach in 4 years that they have had. They stuck together. They could have gone somewhere else, and to get this kind of cherry on top of the sundae, it's got to be something really satisfying for those guys.
Oh, I couldn't be happier for them. This is the best group of guys I've ever coached. And these seniors, you hit the nail on the head. They've had 4 coaches in 4 years. They've still produced all-conference and all-Americans who easily could have said, I'm taking my talent somewhere else, and anybody else in the country would take them. But they've stuck together. They wanted to, finish what they started. They wanted to graduate a Sabre. And at the end of the day, this is the result that they got. And I couldn't be happier for them. It's truly an amazing group. It's truly a group that, in my opinion, deserves it. They've earned it. And most importantly, they've worked hard for it.
And it's one of those things, Coach, where everybody's excited to be in the NCAA tournament, but you're not just happy to be there, are you?
No. Now that we're in, we're going to win. So for us, it'll all kind of wear off today. Once we get up tomorrow, it's go time and ready to play. And for us, this is a game that, based on how we've done out of conference, we should have an opportunity to win and hopefully get another shot at Norbert in the quarterfinals.
Tell us the scouting report and what you know preliminarily about Augsburg. You've played schools from that league, but just what do you know about Augsburg?
Augsburg's been good for a lot of years. At the previous institution I was at, we played them the last 3 years in a row. This year, they're very similar to how they were in the past. They're a little more offensive dynamic. So for them, they're a big offensive push team. You looked, I think they're in the top 10 for scoring per game. And so for us, we know that our defense is going to have to be strong, but at the same time, we're going to have to transition quickly and almost kind of take their game and throw it back in their face. And I know that Vorville will stand on his head and give us an opportunity to win. And, sometimes when you're dealt a second opportunity like we have here, that second card, you want to make the most of it, and I know our guys will.
Well, Coach Zac Gainer, congratulations. I guess it's Saturday night at 7 o'clock over in Minnesota at Augsburg, first-round NCAA tournament. I know hopefully get a lot of people that can make the trip over, and it should be a fun time. Coach Gainer, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
As the special edition of the Marian Spotlight continues, we're going to talk with some of the seniors and find out their perspective on making the NCAA tournament here on the Marian Sports Network.
Formats, personalized support, flexibility, and the opportunity to achieve your personal and professional goals through one of Marian's in-demand programs. Marian University offers a wide range of adult accelerated undergraduate and graduate programs in education, business, healthcare, and communication that are specifically designed for the working professional. Choose face-to-face or online. Learn more about Marian University today. Visit marianuniversity.edu.
This special edition of the Sabre Spotlight, Marian Men's Hockey Playoff Edition, continues on the Marian Sports Network, and I'm going to bring in Captain Curtis Luing Tan as the Sabres getting ready for Augsburg on Saturday night in a first-round NCAA tournament playoff game. Curtis, how does that sound?
It's amazing right now. A little shock, definitely, but excited for the test ahead.
Tell us what it's like from when you lost to St. Norbert in the NCHA semifinals to when you find out Monday morning that you're in the big dance.
Yeah, it's quite the ride right now. I think the college hockey career was over a week ago, and we're back out of retirement, so it'll be fun. Did
you at least still have your equipment in the locker room?
It's been there. It's been hanging all week, but excited to get back into it.
Now, tell us about this season, first of all. A 20-win season for Marian hasn't happened very often, just the second time in school history. New coach this year, your fourth in 4 years. What were your expectations coming into this campaign?
Yeah, I know 4 coaches in 4 years can never be easy, but we always have had the same goal to have an 18 to 20 win season, so we obviously achieved that. And looking to make a push in the playoffs to win our tough NCHA conference against St. Norbert and Adrian.
Can I talk about what the NCHA it's like playing in this hockey league, knowing that you had the top 2 teams in the country basically handing off for the most part of the season? What's it like day in and day out, not only from Adrian and Norbert's, but just all the way down through the league?
Yeah, there's always a couple other ranked teams in our conference, and it's really competitive, which makes it fun to play in. Definitely know what it's going to take to be that nationally ranked or national championship team against playing Norbert and Adrian all the time.
Was the NCAA tournament something that was on your mind during the regular season? Did you feel like you had a chance to make it from when you first got out on the ice and skated, I guess, late summer to where as the season went along? Is that something that was on the team's mind?
It's always been a goal. We've always wanted to make it, and after the first half, we knew we had to work on our road game and improve our road record if we were going to have a chance. So, yeah, it's always been a goal. It's always been something we want to achieve, and very excited that we've done it this year.
Especially Marian's had a lot of teams on the men's hockey side that have been close to making the NCAA tournament, maybe falling a vote short in the selection committee and such. How big is it for the program to finally punch through and make it to the dance on Saturday night at Augsburg?
Well, this is obviously huge. It'll help the program with future years, too. I'm sure the coaches will get some interest from some good recruits with this tournament appearance, because all the good players want to be able to play for a national championship, and this is the first step to doing that.
Curtis, can you talk a little bit more as well about what the group of seniors means to you, the guys that you've played with and gone through the battles here, and those guys, we'll talk to a few of them here in a little bit, but just talk about what they've meant to you as well.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I've made some great friends. Obviously, I've known Hunter Stewart and Derick Thorogood for a very long time, but it's kind of crazy looking back. We came in with 10 freshmen, and the club team starting up for their first year, so I think of that, there's only Cole McKegg, Hunter Stewart, Derick Thorogood, and myself from our freshman class, and pretty crazy to see the faces that have come and gone.
And I mentioned this to Coach Gainer as well. You guys are excited to be making the NCAA tournament, but you're not just happy to be there, are you?
Exactly. We want to make the best effort and push we can, and hopefully be back in St. Norbert the following weekend.
Sure, and you played schools from Augsburg's league in the past, and so you know what kind of style of hockey they play over there. And I don't know if Augsburg's been in the schedule since you've been here, but you kind of get a general idea of how they play hockey over there in Minnesota?
Yeah, for sure. Never played Augsburg in my 4-year career here, but we played enough teams in that MIAC conference that we have a good idea, and we've fared fairly well against the conference this season, so hoping to continue that success.
The week off going to give you some fresh legs here as you get back on the ice to get ready for this game on Saturday night?
Yeah, I know some guys definitely were caught off guard this morning with the bid, but everyone's very excited. Guys had some time to rest and regroup, get fresh minds for the week to come.
Curtis Luing Tan, congratulations on making the NCAA tournament here for Marian University, and good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you so much.
You're watching a special edition of the Sabre Spotlight here. It's highlighting Marian men's hockey going to the NCAA tournament on the Marian Sports.
Friends, student involvement, sports. At Marian University, you'll be inspired by the active campus life and strong academic programs, making it the ultimate college experience. Whether you're interested in living on campus or commuting from home, you'll be able to get involved in one of Marian's more than 30 clubs and organizations, or one of Marian's NCAA Division III athletic programs. Learn more about Marian University's campus life and athletic programs today.
We continue on this special edition of the Sabre Spotlight on the Marian Sports Network. I am Wade Bates as the Marian men's hockey team is heading to the NCAA tournament, taking on Augsburg Saturday night at 7 o'clock. The first time the Sabres have reached the NCAA tournament and the first time that any Marian University team has received an at-large bid to an NCAA postseason event, so it's exciting stuff. We're going to bring in Gianni Mangoni, an All-American defenseman for Marian. Gianni, just thoughts on playing Augsburg Saturday night?
Pretty excited. Not a lot of us thought this was possible, so it's kind of cool to get the opportunity to keep playing and continue the career.
What was your perspective coming into this season when you took the ice, new head coach in Zac Gainer? You knew you had a lot of talent coming back, but it was your fourth coach in 4 years here. And was the NCAA tournament something that was on your mind coming into the season?
It was. We had a goal at the beginning of the year that this was something we wanted to reach, and kind of worked for it the whole year. When it ended in Norbert, we didn't really know if there was a chance, but like I said, just happy it happened.
Exactly. And so what have you been up to the last week while you waited for when your season got over until you got the phone call saying, hey, there's a meeting this morning at the 9:30?
Not much. Just been taking it easy, really. Kind of understanding that, like, for me being a senior, it was done, right? So kind of thinking about that and seeing what's coming up next in life. But now we got to focus on this again.
So what was said in the phone call that you got Sunday night when you said you had a meeting this morning? Did Coach Gainer call you, Coach Berger, or how did they contact you guys in the team?
Gainer called. He sent an email too, just kind of said, hey, boys, there's a chance we get a bid. We're going to do a little viewing thing at the Urban Gerberts. And, yeah. And
so what are your thoughts when you read that email?
Confused, because originally we thought we had to beat Norbert to get in. That didn't happen, but it was kind of like a little bit of hopefulness, give you some life. We really didn't know what to expect. We thought we were just there to see it because our name was being thrown around. But, yeah, good news today.
How big was it, do you think, your non-conference slate? Obviously, we talk about the toughness of the conference schedule. We talked about with Coach Gainer and Coach Luing Tan about, the number 1 and the number 2 ranked teams in the country. MSOE, CUW, St. Scholastica have all gotten votes in the national polls as the year's gone along. But Marian is unbeaten in the non-conference this season.
I think it helped. Going into Stevens Point helped a lot, winning there. Eau Claire coming here and winning. So I think that was big for us. A lot of times people kind of think of out-of-conference games as whatever, but we focused on winning, and it seemed to pay it off.
What's your thoughts on Augsburg? What do you know about Augsburg and the kind of hockey that they play?
I don't know much. We haven't played them since I've been here 4 years, and going to go in with an open mind. I know Gainer and Berger will do their due diligence. So
is it one of those things, too, as your senior year here? We asked Curtis, we asked Zach this as well. You're happy to be there, but you feel like you have the roster that you can maybe make a nice run here in the tournament.
Absolutely. That was one of our goals, is once we get here, we know we can do some damage. So I think it's a perfect situation for us.
Well, Gianni Mangoni, congratulations. You're heading to the NCAA tournament Saturday night against Augsburg.
Thank you.
This Sabre Spotlight, Marian Men's Hockey Playoff Edition will continue. We're going to bring in a Marian senior Derick Thorogood next here on the Marian Sports Network.
Live every day, in the classroom, on the job, after hours, and we're here to help. Founded in 1936 and accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, Marian University offers more than 30 undergraduate and graduate programs in business, education, nursing, criminal justice, and the arts and sciences. We believe in education. We believe in you. Be inspired at Marian University.
The special Marian University men's hockey playoff edition of the Sabre Spotlight continues on the Marian Sports Network. The Sabres Saturday night will be punching their ticket to the NCAA Tournament for the first time in school history as they travel to Augsburg, and we're going to bring in Marian senior Derick Thorogood. Derick, just thoughts on going to the NCAA Tournament?
It's kind of a surprise at the start. Kind of settled down a little bit now that it's been a couple half hour or so, and I think it's super exciting for our program. I think it's a big step for our program.
I talked to Gianni Mangoni a little bit ago, and he had mentioned his thoughts on when you got the email or the phone call on Sunday night saying, hey, there's a chance we're going to get in. Just when you got the communication that there's a meeting this morning at 9:30, what were your thoughts?
We got a call just saying, we're going to be watching the bid at 9:25, and we were all kind of a little surprised about it, and after a while we kind of thought maybe there was a chance, and ended up happening, which was real cool.
So what were your thoughts when you saw Marian pop up, because it came relatively early in the when they dropped the names on the board?
Yeah, everyone was a little shocked. I think it was kind of quiet for a little bit, and then we kind of all realized that it was Marian. So everyone was super excited, super happy, and we were looking forward to this week of practice and going to the tournament.
Yeah, that was kind of you're right, because it happened. People are kind of looking around saying, "Does that say Marian?"
Yeah.
Because you watch those things, whether it be for various NCAA events, whether the basketball tournament gets a lot of publicity, but the hockey and such as well, and you see teams waiting and watching to see if they're going to get in, especially a bubble team, which we were.
Yeah.
And to finally see your name it said in, you're like, we got more hockey to play here at Marian.
Yeah, it was surprising definitely for me. I thought it was kind of a long shot, but I'm super excited, super happy that I get to keep playing for a little longer.
What are some of the reasons you think the NCAA selection committee selected Marian as an at-large team?
You know what, we beat all our non-conference play, which I think was super helpful in getting bid in, and 20 wins. Also, I think there was one other team that had that, so I think that was huge for us too. So. Yeah.
It should be great. Derick Thorogood, congratulations. Saturday night. I know you guys aren't going there just to drop the puck and play. You want to win in advance, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe get another shot at St. Norbert if you can take care of business.
Absolutely, yeah.
Derick Thorogood joining us on this special edition of the Sabre Spotlight. We'll talk with Athletic Director Jason Bartelt. That's coming up next here on the Marian Sports Network.
You're inspired to achieve your goals at a college that meets your needs as a transfer student. Marian University is the transfer institution of choice, making it easy for students to earn their degree in the traditional or adult accelerated program in both online and on-ground learning formats. Students transferring to Marian find personal assistance in transferring credits, finding financial aid, and engaging in the Marian community. Marian University. Embrace your inspiration. Apply online today at marianuniversity.edu/apply.
Welcome back to this special Marian men's hockey playoff edition of the Sabre Spotlight here on the Marian Sports Network. And I'm real excited right now to bring in Director of Athletics Jason Bartelt as the Sabres heading to the NCAA Tournament for men's hockey for the first time in school history, taking on Augsburg on Saturday night. Coach Bartelt, just from Athletic Director's perspective, thoughts on Coach Gainer and his squad to earning an at-large bid to the NCAA Tournament?
Incredible. Couldn't be more excited, more proud of that group of guys. Yeah, it was a lot of emotions from a couple weeks ago up in St. Norbert to last night. We kind of were getting the call that we could have been in the mix. And what a great day for our athletic department and the men's hockey program and Zac Gainer and his team. What
does it say about Coach Gainer and Coach Berger and the guys in general that, they've gone through a lot of adversity there 4 years here. They've had some great teams, but they've had a lot of shifting in leadership and such in the program. But for Coach Gainer to come in here and get this team to 20 wins and an at-large bid to the tournament.
Yeah, can't say enough about them. I mean, like you said, they stayed the course. This group of seniors, 4 years, had a lot of ups and downs, but again, they all stuck together. And Coach Gainer came in this year, brought them all together, and they definitely took another step for the program.
And the whole at-large bid as well. Marian's made it to the NCAA tournament in various sports, always winning the conference tournament. But what does it say about the program to get an at-large bid where the NCAA selection committee said, hey, it's only a 12-team tournament in Division III hockey to say, hey, you're one of the top 12, even though technically you're probably the third best team in your league?
I think it says a lot what they did the harder work was done in the regular season, and that's what shows what they did and how they were able to compete well in the NCHA. And almost in a way, that's the harder way to get in than the easy way of winning a tournament. It's hard to win a tournament, don't get me wrong, but to put in a 26-game schedule like they did and beat a lot of quality teams in the WIAC and the MIAC, and then they run the table, but did very well in our conference, put them in a position to get that at-large.
Getting into the NCAA tournament for Marian University Athletic Department as a whole, what does that mean for the whole umbrella of Marian Athletics to put the Sabres on the national spotlight?
It's huge. Again, social media is blowing up, and again, we're making a lot of history here at Marian, and especially in the athletic department, starting new sports, and obviously trying to raise that bar as far as competition goes. And this is a good stamp on that we're heading in the right direction. It's
been a pretty successful year for Marian University Athletics as well. You mentioned in the fall sports, you had the soccer teams made the NAC tournament this year. Both hockey teams made it. You have a track and field on the men's and women's side that's growing in numbers. Men's lacrosse. I mean, we're definitely on the upswing here at Marian, and this is another just step forward to having a team make the big dance. Isn't that large?
Yep, and it's not going to happen overnight. These are the steps we need to take as a university, as athletic department, and this is a big giant step that we needed to take. And again, couldn't be happier and more proud of our department right now.
Coach, I talked to you earlier when we found out there might be a chance we're going to make the tournament. You were almost as excited, I think, as everybody in the program as well, because you realize the magnitude of what this is for Marian men's hockey and the athletic program in general.
Right, and you see these guys battle, and again, I think we had good enough teams the last 2-3 years to get into the tournament, but when you have a couple of teams in front of us that are 1 and 2 in the nation year in and year out, it's hard to get to that next step. And again, this year we finally broke through that, and to have 3 teams in one conference is incredible. I mean, that tells you the reputation our conference has, and even the West region of hockey has. And now let's go prove it on the ice and see what we can do.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the NCHA. Obviously, you had Adrian, you have St. Norbert, but then Marian came into the rankings late in the year, but MSOE, Concordia, Wisconsin, and St. Scholastica all got votes in either of the polls this year, which just shows you the strength of this conference, top to bottom, and knowing you have to come to play every night.
Right, and absolutely, and play some teams twice and back-to-back nights, and they're definitely battle-tested without a doubt. And that's, again, seeing this group stick together and keep taking those baby steps, and again, get rewarded for a playoff game next Saturday.
Well, Jason Bartelt coming to the selection committee, or that selection meeting this morning that we saw, watched it on the television down at the coffee house on campus. Wasn't it great to see? And talking to Derick Thorogood, they saw it, and it wasn't one of those jump up right away. It was kind of silence, or everybody looked at each other and like, does that say Marian?
Right. Yeah, you could tell there was some shock there. And again, even just having them get together this morning, I think they were just kind of confused. And again, it hadn't happened. And to have 3 teams again from one conference in any sport is hard to do. So again, tells you how tough that NCHA is.
Exactly. So 3 out of the 12 are from the NCHA.
Yeah.
In the NCAA
and 5
tournament.
From the 12 are in the region. So that's incredible.
Which is awesome. Jason Bartelt, athletic director here at Marian University. Again, if people check out sabreathletics.com, you can find out information as the week goes along, like the Marian University Sabres Facebook page as well, and there'll be information. But we do know at Augsburg in Minnesota, 7 o'clock on Saturday night, the Marian men's hockey team in the NCAA Division III National Tournament. That sounds great, doesn't it?
It sounds great. You can keep saying it. That's awesome.
Athletic Director Jason Bartelt, thank you for joining us here today. We need to thank Derick Thorogood for joining us as well. Curtis Luing Tan joined us, Gianni Mangoni, and head coach Zac Gainer. The Marian men's hockey team's going to the NCAA Tournament. I am Wade Bates, and thanks for watching on the Marian Sports Network.